Cain Dingle refuses to give up on Monty in Emmerdale, even as those closest to him try to make him see that he is projecting his own fears onto the beloved dog. His battle with cancer has been long, painful, and emotionally draining. Everything began after the Corriedale tragedy, when doctors discovered a suspicious mass during an MRI scan. Further tests confirmed that Cain had prostate cancer, forcing him into the toughest fight of his life. Accustomed to dealing with problems through strength and aggression, Cain suddenly faced an opponent he couldn't defeat physically. The diagnosis left him feeling powerless, something he found incredibly difficult to accept. The possible consequences of surgery, including impotence and incontinence, made Cain question whether he should go through with the procedure. At one point, he even urged his wife Moira to leave him so she wouldn't have to endure the pain that lay ahead. Although a car accident delayed the operation, he eventually underwent surgery and soon experienced the expected side effects. During a later hospital visit, doctors revealed he would need further treatment and warned that the complications, once considered temporary, could become permanent. Unable to face that reality, Cain decided he wanted no additional treatment. Meanwhile, the ongoing feud between the Dingles and the Tates escalated when young Kyle Winchester became caught in the conflict, leading Cain into another confrontation with Graham Foster, Joe Tate, and Kim Tate. After Kyle escaped the chaos, tensions between him and Cain exploded again once they returned home. Overcome with anger, Kyle accidentally set fire to a barn, unaware that the family's cherished dog Monty was trapped inside. Cain rushed into the burning building, rescued Monty, and immediately took him to Paddy Kirk for emergency treatment. Unfortunately, the diagnosis brought devastating news. Although the fire had not caused lasting injuries, Paddy discovered that Monty was suffering from advanced cancer. In the coming episodes, Cain refuses to abandon hope and plans to seek a second opinion from another veterinarian. He convinces himself that if radiotherapy might improve his own condition, it could also offer Monty a chance of survival. However, as Cain becomes increasingly fixated on saving the dog, the emotional distance between him and Kyle continues to widen. His relationship with Moira also deteriorates as she struggles to get through to him. Kyle, who recently joined the cadets after developing a friendship with Graham, is finding life difficult. Cain's lack of interest only deepens the boy's pain, leaving him too hurt to ask his father for support. On the day Cain prepares to visit another vet with Monty, Moira carefully tries to temper his expectations, gently suggesting that he may be hoping for an impossible miracle. She also points out the obvious similarities between Monty's illness and Cain's own condition, highlighting how determined he is to save the dog while refusing to continue treatment for himself. Her words fail to make any impact. Cain remains distant and emotionally closed off as he focuses solely on the upcoming appointment. Even when Moira offers to accompany him and suggests they stop for a coffee beforehand, he dismisses the idea without hesitation. When she cautiously explains that the second opinion is likely to confirm the original diagnosis, Cain immediately rejects her concerns. As she continues trying to reason with him, he firmly insists that he will never give up on Monty. Realizing she cannot change his mind, Moira quietly steps back, but before she can continue the conversation, Cain walks away, bringing the discussion to a sudden end. Could Monty's heartbreaking fate become the devastating event that finally pushes Cain to breaking point? Emmerdale has hinted at what lies ahead for Kev Townsend after his attempt to work at the village cafe ended in disappointment. Soon after Lewis Barton offered his father a job, Kev quickly found himself at odds with customers and even became involved in a heated confrontation with Mandy Dingle. Reflecting on Kev's dismissal, actor Chris Coggle explained that the character believes he was treated unfairly. From Kev's perspective, he was simply trying to do the right thing by making sure Mandy paid for the coffees she had ordered. Chris also revealed that the cafe position meant far more to Kev than just earning money. It gave him the opportunity to spend time with Lewis every day, while also helping him become part of village life, especially now that he has decided he wants to remain there permanently. The job also brought Kev into regular contact with Nicola, Lewis's business partner, who has gradually become a maternal figure in Lewis's life. Discussing the dynamic between Kev and Nicola, Chris said Kev appreciates how fiercely she looks out for Lewis. At the same time, however, he knows she would rather he stayed away, which only makes him more determined to win her approval. Chris added that Nicola's attempts to push Kev out motivated him even further, although parking his van directly outside the cafe was admittedly a provocative move. Despite struggling to earn the trust of most villagers, Kev has found a loyal supporter in Claudette, who encouraged him to rebuild his relationship with Lewis. Speaking about their friendship, Chris described it as heartwarming. He explained that Kev's upbringing was far from ideal, with an absent father and an unstable family environment, making Claudette's encouragement especially meaningful. According to Chris, Claudette genuinely wants Kev to succeed, and the pair have formed a close bond. He even joked that Kev has become something like her favourite son, despite Charles being her own child. However, Kev's fresh start is unlikely to remain trouble-free for long. He is soon set to come face-to-face with Steve, a man from his past, whose arrival threatens to complicate everything. The series has already teased that Steve will tempt Kev back into his old habits, putting both his personal growth and his hopes of building a lasting relationship with Lewis at serious risk. Charity faces a new turning point as another of Dr. Todd's victims comes forward in Emmerdale. Charity Dingle has spent months feeling isolated as she struggles to cope with everything Dr. Caitlin Todd has put her through. However, upcoming episodes will bring a significant change when she encounters another woman who has also suffered at the doctor's hands. For a long time, Charity kept quiet about Todd's blackmail over the truth surrounding baby Layla's parentage. She then endured an even more traumatic ordeal after being sexually assaulted by the doctor, a devastating secret she also carried alone. Eventually, a conversation with Serena Sugden gave Charity the courage to confide in Mackenzie Boyd, revealing both the truth about Layla and the abuse she experienced at the hands of Dr. Todd. Although Mackenzie has tried to support his wife ever since learning the truth, Charity continues to feel isolated. The lies and secrets that built up over time have left deep scars on their marriage, making it difficult for them to move forward. During next week's episodes, Charity receives another crushing setback when she learns that the Crown Prosecution Service will not continue with the case against Dr. Todd because there is not enough evidence. Frustrated by the decision, Mackenzie and Vanessa Woodfield become determined to uncover whether previous complaints about Todd have been hidden by the hospital. Vanessa wastes no time putting their plan into action and visits the hospital alongside Jacob Sugden, where they arrange a meeting with HR representative Carol. After discovering what Vanessa and Jacob are doing, Charity heads to the hospital to confront them. Before reaching them, however, she unexpectedly meets a woman named Helen, who is also one of Dr. Todd's victims. At first, Helen refuses to discuss her own experience. Everything changes when Charity quietly reveals that she too was raped by Dr. Todd, leaving Helen visibly shaken. Emmerdale airs on weekday evenings on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.